హాయ్ వెల్కమ్ టు మై ఛానల్. నా ఛానల్కి మీ అందరికీ స్వాగతం. లైక్ అండ్ షేర్ ది వీడియో, సబ్స్క్రైబ్ మై ఛానల్ ఫర్ నోటిఫికేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ న్యూ వీడియోస్. ప్లీజ్ క్లిక్ ది బెల్ ఐకాన్. ఈ వీడియోని లైక్ అండ్ షేర్ చేయండి, నా ఛానల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. కొత్త వీడియోల నోటిఫికేషన్స్ కోసం పక్కనే ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ని క్లిక్ చేయండి. The apocalypse has started, as I have been telling in the previous videos, and the Lord exists in some of the very basic things that we take them way too much as granted, like Indians, like common cold, like the most overly taken for granted thing is water. The foundation pillar of not only mankind but whole life and even the planet is nothing but water, and human pride has made us take water for way too much granted. Plants, animals, nature, DNA, these all things have become totally cheap and even stupid, dumb and silly. They are more than our parents, they are more than our mother, they are more than God, but they are trash to you because you never even thought in your wildest daydreams of a scenario where these things could lash back. Yes, and one more way too much taken for granted thing is the magical food for the believers. You are getting it for free and unlimited, so you have grown horns on your heads and challenging the own pillar that's supporting you. You are trying to cut the branch that you were sitting on. So an affliction, a time will come when it will show its power, the other side, the other face of the moon. As the movie Brahman.com tells you, the fourth side of Brahma, Atharvana Veda, you will have to face it now. There was a time when I was in my intermediate, that is for the rest of the world it can be said to be a high school. It's about 16-17 years old education for a 16 to 17 year old. In that class I had severe cold and I couldn't attend a very important class. I was absent for that day, and the next day the teacher asked me the reason, and I told I had severe cold, and the teacher chided me a lot for neglecting such an important class for a silly reason, excuse as common cold. Native breeds are a joke to you. Indian dogs are joke to you. Everybody even in India and abroad wants hybrid dogs. Hybrid, everything hybrid races, white, black, Chinese, everything you want hybrid. The natives, the indigenous products, things, people, animals, everything is just silly and taken granted for. You're forgetting where you are getting these hybrid varieties. And most importantly, that you need a constant support infinitely from these native things, genetically modified crops. What good are they for you? How long would they support you? Nobody wants to care. Yeah, and one more thing taken overly granted, especially by the atheists and even by most of the theists, religious people, is God. Scientific development has made him forget and even state that he even doesn't exist at all. It's like saying, I don't need water anymore. I am immortal. I am the supreme scientific organism that can control any damn thing in the whole universe. So these little things that we take granted for, that we use extensively and we totally depend on and can never imagine, because it has never occurred before, a scenario where they would raise a voice and stop their supply and ask you, what the heck would you do now? It's time to bow down to these and ask for forgiveness and repent. And few of these help you indirectly very much, and without their indirect help you can't even exist. And they don't even have at least the recognition, at least water, God, they have a following and a recognition, and are famous at least by the negative statements that they don't exist. But some things most archaic than God or water or anything have become totally obsolete. There is no any recognition of sort also. People don't even know about that very concept, like Telugu. And I know I would be the most ridiculed person for having even said this. And today I can hear statement by government itself, many governments itself, that anybody having cold symptoms can take a leave and never appear to work. That is the actual status of common cold, which we take as very silly. Ebola, HIV, SARS to some extent. These are very, hyper advertised diseases, feared diseases, hybrid varieties of viruses. But do you know, in the 2.5 years of Ebola outbreak, only 11,000 and odd number of people were killed, and only 26,000 and odd were infected, 28 or something, below 30,000. Do you know the infection rate of common cold? And do you know the deaths it causes per annum? Without having any recognition also, it silently kills about 56,000 people annually. That is 12 times more than Ebola. And just because the number of deaths per number of infected are low, the WHO doesn't want even to consider common cold as even a disease at least. Who or anybody, any school, any teacher, any parent, anybody doesn't want to recognize common cold. And do you know, common cold can never have a vaccine, while you can develop vaccines for Ebola, and even they can try vaccines for HIV even. But for common cold, till now there has been no vaccine, because the virus keeps on mutating. Nobody can chase it to its end. Like God, it has no end. And it can even reinfect sometimes, some of the strains. And just because it infects more people than it kills, the ratio, observing it, it's totally a mad method, because if it infects more, it's maintaining its reservoir in the population. How are you going to get rid of it? So if Ebola infects 10 people per day and kills 9 people, this common cold, corona, this family of viruses, they infect 10,000 people a day and kill 90 people. So on the whole, you have more number of deaths, and on the whole, you have very large reservoir being maintained. How are you going to face it? How are you going to control it? And what is the use comparing number of deaths per number of infected? If these basic things lash out at a force and rate of hybrid varieties, the world would just burn and drop in its steps. Just like that, it will stop in 1 second. So these supporting pillars, if they want to show their strength and earn respect, they do not lash out at a hybrid rate and a very violent way. But surely they say this statement, revenge is a dish better served when it's cold. It's going to be very caustic, like a slow poison. It would eat you from inside out. It will eat you inside out, so that it will facilitate you to still propagate while it's eating you day by day, day by day, day by day. It's not a single jab of knife or a chop of head, and it doesn't want to end the world just like that. It's like a million needles piercing you at one time, in one go, and even one after another. And it won't give you the mercy of dying also. And because of that, if you want to take them as silly and downplay them and be confident, that's the heights of your, I don't know, foolishness, stupidity, or whatever it is that you want to think. So they created you, so they don't want you to end off just like that, as a foolish hybrid thing would do. They would slowly, patiently, and continuously torture you, like they are deep frying you slowly on a pan with the stove on sim mode, on very low fire, without any visible end. They will keep on frying you with no exit. You are stuck in the pan, and the mild fire below never ends. So when Kalki comes, everybody is a child of God. All religions, whether native or hybrid, all people, whether native or hybrid, everything is his creation in the first place. Then comes the categories of native or hybrid, and he has beef with both varieties, because everybody is being naughty nowadays, to be the most polite description of their behavior. Like we have intra-species struggle, godly elements and the people or the forces hosting them, they also have gone out of hand and need a good chiding. And like interspecies, and for God everything is intraspecies only, but yet if we attach certain elements and descriptions and groups to him, the others will be interspecies interactions, but actually everything is intraspecies because everything is included in his creation. Yet these interspecies and intraspecies frictions are bound to come, and everybody is going to face his wrath one or the other way, which is not going to be a cutthroat destruction or havoc where it will blast like a nuclear weapon and just end the world in one go. It will slowly and steadily keep haunting you in a severe manner. Pattu vidupu in Telugu we call, that is grip and lose method. It might even seem to be a time to rejoice with the decrease, but yet some other way it will just grip your throat. It has just begun. It's gonna be nasty, it's not gonna be pleasurable to you, nor it's gonna end anytime soon. And most importantly, it's not gonna leave you. Statutory warning, bumpy road ahead. Bye bye.